Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today it's going to be part 2 on about Velvet. So Velvet, we don't exactly know what breed she is, nor do we know what age she is, because she was a rescue. Pretty much she had an accident where she slit one of her back legs, and no one believed that she'd be able to be saved or be able to walk again, so they sold her on an auction, and my barn decided to buy her. Now I don't own Velvet, nor do I take care of her anymore. I moved barns, sadly, but Velvet is a huge impact on me, as every equestrian rider has that one horse that impacted them so much, and Velvet is mine. So Velvet is a mare, which is female to some of you that don't know that, and she was very, very chaotic. So when I began working with her, it was my goal to get her to listen to others and not scare them. Velvet had a reputation for scaring kids and other people, and a lot of people didn't want to ride her because she'd always be on the bit. And on the bit means is where her neck curves a bit, so her bit, her head goes down, okay? Her head goes down and makes a rainbow with her neck. That's pretty much what it is, and it hurt your hands. Velvet did that for a very good reason, to take control. That's her way of taking control, and I worked with her more and more and more and more, and it made me force myself to do things I'm not comfortable with, to make myself work harder, into making myself a better rider. So I do thank Velvet for that. She helped me so much on making me a better rider. There were funny stories where I she always jumps. And in that one competition that I did with her, she just refused. And my show before my last one, I broke my tailbone because of her. She kind of just refused. I fell in the jump and I went 1, 2, 3 and right on the ground. And I snapped my tailbone. It was okay though. I got back on and I tried to jump. I couldn't jump. She refused again and I fell again, giving me a bruise on my eye and a concussion. So it wasn't the greatest moment because I broke my tailbone, got a concussion, and went to the hospital. But the next day I did go riding because most equestrians don't exactly care for their health at most times. So the reason I got back on, didn't take a break, was because I was so focused on getting out of my hole, which was a fear of falling. And I was so far in her training on getting her less scary that I didn't want to give up yet. So I kept working on her. I kept moving, even though I couldn't do much due to my tailbone. I kept trying, I kept pushing myself, I kept pushing her, I pushed her to her limits. She didn't exactly like me time to time. She did try to bite me, but Velvet's kind of all bark, no bite. So she'd threaten you by pretending to bite, and she'd bite around you. She'd never bite you. She was very kind-hearted, but she'd always have her ears back, which means she was always mad. But she did care for people. Anytime I'd come, she would come up to me and say hello, but then instantly pin her ears back and be like, I hate you. But she was never like that. And she was a horse that made me fall in love with cross country. Velvet was a very interesting horse, and she loved cross country, and I loved it too. And she kind of just motivated me to keep working on it, keep going. My goal is to get her to go cross country, so I pushed myself, I pushed her. Train her harder and harder each time, but obviously I'd give her breaks. It wasn't that bad, kind of. I don't think it was that bad. But she's just a horse that impacted me so much. And every equestrian has that one horse that impacted them so much that they'll never forget about. And I kind of would love to hear your guys' stories. Comment down below if you really did watch this whole video. Please tell me who was that horse that impacted you? And feel free to tell me the story. I'd love to hear you guys' stories. So, this is my short little video. See you next time. Bye!